On one hand, we have these fancy-looking hospitals in the so-called advanced countries, and on the other hand, we have these jails or prisons in India. Now tell me, how would you react if I told you that there are hospitals in Europe which serve far worse food to their patients than the type of food is served to prisoners in many Indian jails? So hold your seats tight and don't go anywhere, because in this episode, I will show you the shocking images that you may have never seen before, and also I will share people's first-hand experiences.
To start with, let's take a look at the type of food that has been served in the National Health Service hospitals in the UK. Yes, despite becoming wealthier by the massive loot from its former colonies, even today, in many aspects, the British continue to face financial difficulties. Of course, in the UK, when it comes to serving food in hospitals, they say that the budgets are tight, but then how can one ignore the death of innocent patients who lost their lives because of eating pre-packed sandwiches contaminated with listeria? Listeria is a bacterium that can cause food poisoning. It has been found in hospital sandwiches in the UK and has even caused a deadly outbreak. How can patients eat this type of food in the British hospitals and then hope to recover? Not only that, patients in many British hospitals have been served food that was cooked and frozen up to a year earlier. Can you imagine that? I seriously doubt that there is any prison or jail in India which serves food that was frozen a year ago. In the UK, patients have even compared the food served to them to scraps that are fed to pigs, and is something that even dogs won't eat. But of course, the situation is not just limited to the UK. Now check this image from a hospital in Hungary. If you were a patient, would you be able to eat something like that? Now take a look at this meal that was served in a German hospital. Don't forget, in Germany, they charge their citizens a massive 14.6% of their salary every month for the public health insurance. And then see the kind of meal one can get in return. I should also comment on the trend of serving processed meat and sausages in European hospitals. But before that, let's explore some sausage recipes. Paste of internal organs or various body parts of different animals is mixed with herbs and other things, and then it is filled in the rectums or intestines of animals to create the dish that many consider being a national pride of Germany and is adored in many other European nations. In some recipes, the fresh blood of animals is also added to the mixture. In scientific terms, it has been well documented that processed meat is extremely unhealthy and can be very dangerous for health. Now take a look at this picture of a hospital meal from the USA. Of course, it has something that looks like a sausage. How can that be a hospital meal? In Poland, every month, 9% of the salary is deducted for health insurance contributions. Despite that, see the type of meal that a woman in my family received in a hospital when she was pregnant. As Europeans, we should not shy away from admitting that in many regions we have big cultural poverty and lack of intelligence when it comes to preparing wholesome vegetarian food. Many among us have no clue about the rich vegetarian food culture that exists in India, which has an ocean of protein-rich, mouth-watering, fresh, easy-to-cook and affordable vegetarian dishes. And this is where potentially a positive exchange can take place between the culturally rich India and European countries. From Europe, we can consider sending professionals to learn these recipes in India and then incorporate them in the kitchens of our key institutions, including hospitals, so that we can replace processed and frozen food with something fresh, affordable, and nutrient-rich. Malnutrition has been observed as a highly prevalent condition in the acute hospital setting, with Australian and international studies reporting rates of approximately 40%. It was reported that in Europe generally, up to 30% of patients admitted to hospitals are found to be malnourished. But the tragedy is that in many cases, nutritional status actually declined while the patient was in a hospital. This needs to change. Now let's pay attention to what is happening regarding the Indian prisons. According to the Model Prison Manual 2016, released by the Government of India, a highly impressive, nutrient-rich diet has been prescribed for inmates. Please take a look. There are even special guidelines for pregnant and nursing women. I wish all hospitals in Europe could at least match the diet standards that are set for the Indian prisons. At least then, pregnant or nursing women in European hospitals won't be given something like this to eat. It is difficult to believe that every single Indian prison is following these regulations strictly, but at least it is almost impossible that Indian jails are serving highly processed meat or food that has been frozen for a year, something that has taken place in European hospitals. India has a robust culture of cooking fresh food on a mass scale, whether it is its temples, gurudwaras, hospitals, prison canteens, or even its famous dabbawala. If you are keen to move to Europe or a Western country, my episodes can help you get well prepared or be more informed. If you are from a developing country where people are blindly idolizing the West, my episodes may also help in broadening your perspective so that the good foreign practices can be incorporated and the bad ones can be rejected. Regarding this, I highly recommend that you watch all the episodes of these two playlists. See you again!